Hi, I'm Matt Tarzan,
I'm Lucrecia Martinez.
and we are with IPM, Bay Area Pain and Wellness in Los Gatos, California.
Today we are going to be talking about how to listen to our pain.
And we're also going to talk about how our body gets good at being in pain.
So get your notebooks and take some notes.
Hi, I'm Matt again. What I'm going to talk to you about is how our bodies get good at being in pain. When you have chronic pain, your body gets actually used to it and actually, like I said, gets good at being in pain. So what happens when we have an injury? Signals go from the injury site to the brain, and then the brain sends the signal back. These are all done through chemicals traveling through our nerves. And as these chemicals travel very, very fast, the brain gets the signal, and then it tells the body, this is how much pain you're in. So as the signals are traveling through our body, they reach this point here where there's a synaptic cleft, the two synapses of the nerves that communicate with each other. If the injury is this way and the brain is this way, we're going to see information traveling both ways. What's going to happen is you have an injury down here and a whole bunch of chemicals start traveling up this nerve to tell the brain that something's wrong. At this point, there are receptors that only accept certain chemicals. And in this case, they're accepting the chemicals that say, hey, there's an injury back here. As these fill up, eventually they'll fill up enough that it opens channels so that they can then travel through and tell the brain that something's wrong. So the brain gets a signal, these chemicals. The brain says, hey, I've got some information here that tells me there's a problem down, let's say at the ankle. And it sends chemicals back, and then your ankle hurts. It's obviously very, very quick. Everybody knows what it's like when you twist your ankle, how quickly that hurts. So this happens very, very fast. Over time, you've got your therapy and everything else going on, you would expect this pain to decrease. And part of how that decreases is these will close. These little channels will actually close. Well, as these receptors keep getting filled up because pain keeps showing back up or something keeps happening down there at the ankle, these channels will eventually stop closing because they're sick of opening and closing, so they just stop closing. That means that these don't have to fill up anymore to send that signal through. Maybe just this much shows up, and all of those go through. So the brain gets this signal that all of these receptors come flying up, and the brain says, oh gosh, there's still something wrong down there, and it still sends just as much chemical back down to show you that there's that much pain and that there's danger down there. So what we need to do to help this pain is actually learn how to close these channels. Go.
Hey guys, Lucrecia Martinez here. So we are going to talk now about how to listen to our body when we are in pain. There are two limiting factors when you're in pain on how to progress. Number one is your fear of pain. And number two is your fear of re-injury causing more damage. How do you work out with that, finding that balance? Let's kind of talk about that. So no matter what, every day when you have chronic pain, there's a certain level of pain. It might stay at a constant level pain. It might go up above that level. It might go down slightly below that level. But no matter what, there's always some level of pain when you have a chronic injury. This line right here, we are going to call it the baseline. And this is our constant everyday level of pain. So for example, I am just going to say that I have an everyday constant level pain 5. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, but no matter what, it's usually at a constant level. At the same time, we're going to have this line right up here that's called the control line. And what you will notice is that this line does not have a number to it. This line is considered more of an emotional line, meaning that if we're having a more stressful day, you have a lot going on, maybe there's family issues, maybe financial issues that day, and so you are going to lose control of your pain a lot quicker than if you were having a good day. Also, this line kind of tells us how much should we do before it's better to kind of stop or change the activity. This line up here is a flare-up. Okay, that's usually where you want to go home, hide under the blankets, and not talk to anybody until the pain goes back down. And what we really try to get everybody to do is avoid getting to this line. But how do you do that? How do you do that when you have pain every day and exercise makes your pain go up? Well, we learn how to listen to our body, and we learn how to listen to what the pain is saying. So let's say we do 1 or 2 exercises for your injured area. We know and it's expected that the pain will go up. But what we want to do is try to control how high we let it go up. Okay, so the pain is slowly going up after 1 or 2 exercises. You have 2 options. Number 1 is as the pain goes up, you have the option, am I going to do a 3rd exercise and continue to let the pain go up this way? Or is it better to stop and focus on something different? So you stop, maybe we work on some stretches, some myofascial release techniques, guided meditation, something that works for your specific body and your mind to help the pain slowly go back down. Perhaps it reaches the baseline again, sometimes it doesn't. But the point is to get the pain to go back down. Now we can do that 3rd, maybe 4th exercise. Pain slowly starts to go up again. We switch to another technique. The goal is to always try to stay underneath this control line. That is the way that you will see progress, physical and functional progress. If you are always pushing yourself because, hey, you know what, we're used to working out the way we used to work out before the injury, let's just do it again, and you keep going past the flare-up, then you last 1 or 2 days without doing anything, all the way back to the flare-up, you're really not going to see much physical or functional progress this way. It's going to take a lot longer. Okay? Now, on a slightly different but related subject is the EVO pain cycle, which many of you may relate to. You have a flare-up, which leads you to rest. We really don't want to feel that flare-up again, so we want to avoid specific activities that provoke the flare-up. Okay, now by then, a few days have passed, you're feeling a lot better, but now we have to do everything we didn't do the other days. All the house cleaning, all the chores that were left undone, so we overdo it. We create another flare-up, which then we rest again, and then we avoid, and then we overdo it, and it's this cycle that we're never going to get out of unless we change the way we do things. So, in general, you really don't want to rest after a flare-up. You still want to stay active and moving, because our bodies are meant to move, they're not made to rest. You don't want to avoid activities. Right? You want to modify them. Just pick a little smarter for that specific day. And you don't want to overdo it. You want to pace. All right? This technique will help you decrease the duration of the flare-up and decrease the intensity. And altogether, learning how to listen to your body, learning how to listen to the pain will help you get into feeling progress and improvement over a longer period of time.
So how do we close those channels that I was talking about? Well, you'll have to stay tuned to future videos that we'll put out there for you, and we'll tell you all about it.
And how do you exercise? We'll go through stretches, strengthening, cardio, and myofascial release techniques in those future videos as well.